welcome to Mrs. Guevara's Story Corner. I'm Mrs. Guevara, and I'm so excited to welcome you back to e-learning after spring break. Oh, I hope you had a great spring break with your family. I know it was a little bit different if you didn't get to go anywhere, but we're making spring break at home. That's what my family did, including my one special helper that is one of my kids that hasn't been on yet. Can you figure out who that is? Special helper, who's my special helper? Special helper, let's find out. Well, who is this one?
Hi.
Hi, Milo. We're so glad you're here today. Milo is my second born, and he's got his M on his shirt, M for Milo. And Milo, how old are you?
I am 14.
14 years old, and in what grade?
I'm in 8th grade.
He's finishing up middle school, so that's 8th grade. Middle school is 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and he's just about finishing up, but he's been doing some e-learning. He goes to McClure Middle School in Western Springs, and you finished your spring break too. How was it?
It was very fun.
Oh, good. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about that when we talk about our writing strategies a little bit later. But first of all, did you bring something along?
I brought a few somethings.
Oh, Milo really is into the rats and mice that you can get from IKEA. Look at this. He's got queen rat, he's got the king rat, and a princess and a prince. Oh, these are the rats, and sometimes we like to hide them, don't we?
We do.
Yeah, sometimes we do. So Milo, every time we've been to IKEA, he always asks to add for one more to his collection. Mm-hmm. You've got quite the collection.
Yeah.
And you brought a book today about a mouse. So we'll read that in a bit also. But first I wanted to give a couple heart outs to some friends who had a great time on spring break as well. I'm thinking of, do you know Judah and Evelyn?
I do.
Yeah, they've been watching, and I know that they've been learning along with us in Mrs. Guevara's Story Corner. Hi, guys. We have a couple other friends who have learned and had some great fun over break. Francis learned how to ride his two-wheeler.
Wow.
Awesome job, Francis.
Good job.
Lucas has not only been doing the work that we had during our normal e-learning, he worked over spring break. He didn't even take a break.
Wow.
I know, and he's been adding coding to his list of jobs.
Going the extra mile.
Yes. Have you ever done coding?
I have a few times. It's pretty fun.
Yeah.
Kind of challenging.
Yeah, so Lucas has been giving himself some challenges. London was supposed to go to Florida and hit the beach, but instead she had a beach party at her house. And even on the rainy day, went out and had a fun time with her sister out in the rain. How about Joey? Joey's in Miss Nicole's son, and he's been watching faithfully. Hi, Joey. Hope I get to meet you someday. If you also have been having a great spring break and you had fun and wanted to share your pictures, feel free. I always love to hear from you and see what you're up to, so thanks. As far as e-learning, now that we're back to it after our break, I wanted to just remind you that the choice grid that I gave you before break has a week 1 on one side and then a week 2. Milo, do you mind grabbing that? Thank you. And then on the back side, it says week 2. And you can continue on the same way you have been of just picking something from each of the subjects, having your parents to initial it. You can shade it in. Or you can do our alternative attendance form. Do you mind grabbing that one as well?
Yeah.
Tickles worked on that one last week.
There it is.
And I'm sending a link home with your parents soon or today. This you can just list. If you've done something online, if you've been exploring outside, just tell us how you've been doing school at your house. And you can just go day by day for the week. And this is another way to just keep track of your learning. Mostly we're just hoping every day is some kind of a learning situation for you with reading, math, and some kind of environmental learning more about your world. I talked about the e-learning big 5. Read to someone, be read to, write something, count, learn something new about your world or history, and then do something special. And that's like getting exercise or doing some kind of art or do all of it. But it shouldn't take you probably more than 2 hours. And if you're getting tired out, feel free to call that your school day. Today I want to focus a little bit about the writing as Milo and I recap some of our fun from spring break. We had 7 days of spring break and 7 people in our family. We have 2 parents and then the 5 kids. And so the way we did it was we had each person take a day and they could think of the theme. They could think of what we were going to eat and what we might wear for that day, and then what we might do for an activity or where we could maybe go. And so there were a lot of fun things. We had 7 different pretty significant themes. What was your day, Milo?
My day, since I like theater, I chose musicals as my day.
So maybe you've heard of in New York what they call Broadway, and where there are lots of theaters and they all play a different show. So we kind of put all of those together for Milo's day. He was actually our last day on Saturday. Probably one of our favorite parts of the week was our dinner, and we called it our Be Our Guest dinner, kind of from Beauty and the Beast. Do you want to sing a few bars from that song?
Sure. Be our guest, be our guest, put our service to the test.
That's how it goes. I bet they know it from that little bit. And we all got dressed up in fun costumes. Maybe you saw our picture. Some of us got dressed up. Milo was kind of the producer, so he had some sunglasses.
Yeah.
But there was a way that as you're doing your writing and as you're thinking maybe out loud, you can put this on the Flipgrid link that I put on my email and just tell us out loud what you did for your spring break. But I also think this is a great time to get a chance to write down what did you do over spring break. And you could do it as a list book or as a personal narrative. So I wrote mine up as a list book. And Milo, you wrote yours up as a personal narrative, kind of a small moment. Do you mind handing me mine? It's that top one. Great. Okay, so we wrote it out as using the long paper. You know we have 2 kinds of writing paper, and I also attached that in our email. And I said, on spring break, we got chicken in the drive-thru. Ooh, that was one of the things we did. Here's our van. And then on the next page, I'm going to use my same repeating phrase. On spring break, we had a race to the grocery store. Look, I was doing my labels, and you can see I called it Mariano's. And there's Sabrina and Ruben and Milo. Me, Mrs. Guevara, got last place. Oh well. And on my last page, I talked about Harvey's day. It said on spring break, we turned Ruben into a robot with recycling, and Harvey was an alien. So they got to kind of do some fake fighting, and they chased me down the street. So that is my list book talking about 3 different activities. And you could do a list book too if you wanted to just tell some of the things that you did on spring break, or you can use a different repeating phrase. But if you're doing a personal narrative or a small moment, do you remember how we write across our hand? Milo, do you know this part?
I'm not.
Like your beginning and then
middle and end.
And you can even spread those fingers apart to do first, next, after that, then, and then finally. Or last, you know, so you can do it easily first, middle, end, beginning, middle, end, and that just helps you know how you're organizing. So Milo wrote his across 3 pages, just one small moment. What was your small moment?
My small moment was we had a tennis ball hunt. And do you want me to read it?
Sure.
All right, so there is the drawing, and I said, my favorite part of spring break was our tennis ball hunt. First, my dad and Ruben hid tennis balls in town. There's the first.
And did you put anything special into your illustration?
I did. I put some labels.
And for us, we usually do our first thing of do your sketch, write your words as best as you can, a sentence or 2, then add your colors and your details. Okay, keep going.
Okay. Then I put, next, my sisters, my mom, and I hunted for the balls. We split up and looked in bushes and on beaches. Yay, I found one.
Oh, so you did a special strategy there of the close-up, right?
Yeah.
Looks just like you.
Uh-huh. I thought it was Harvey.
Oh.
But it could be both.
You could label it.
It could be
go,
either
go
way.
back. All right.
After we found all 9 of them, we hid them again on the way home for Ruben and my dad. We had a great time. And then the picture says, let's find a good hiding place. And then there's me. And I said, here's a good spot if you're hiding in one of those old libraries.
All right. So great job. You did some good labels and some good details.
Yeah.
And you told your whole story. Your picture is matching your words. Boys and girls, I know you could do the same thing. You have so many good stories to tell me, and I'm just kind of sad that I don't get to hear them every day. But you know, this week we're going to be doing Zoom calls together, so I'll be able to see your faces and you can tell me some of your good things in person. I can't wait for that. Before we go, we have to read a book, right, Milo?
Of course.
And because Milo's all about the mice or the rats, he has one of my favorite stories. It's called My Friend Rabbit. Now this book, look at the front. My kids would already, I know my kindergartners would be all about the fact that it has an award, a Caldecott Medal. And that means it has pictures that tell just as good of a story as the words. Eric Roman is our author and illustrator. Will you help me tell it? And I'll tell you how I need you. There are a lot of pages in this book that don't have words. So you're going to have to do some of the acting or the animal sounds, okay?
All right.
My Friend Rabbit. Look, it's from one of my kindergartners back in 2003, Caitlin. Wow. That was a long time ago, before you guys were even born. Okay, how about first page? My friend Rabbit means well, but whatever he does, wherever he goes. Look, Rabbit's gonna toss the mouse into an airplane. Loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop-de-loop. Trouble follows. What's the trouble here, Milo?
Well, they wanted to have the mouse fly in the plane, but the mouse fell out and the plane got stuck in the branches.
Oh. So that's the trouble. What do you think Mouse is saying there?
Oh, my plane.
But maybe more in a mouse voice.
Oh, my plane.
Not to worry, Mouse. I've got an idea.
It's a good rabbit voice.
What do you think Rabbit's saying now?
Well, I've got this thing right here, and it kind of looks like a tail.
So maybe it's going to be oof, oof, oof. Pull, pull, pull. Who did he pull?
Pulled a big elephant.
Looks like Tickles. And Rabbit's off. Ooh, push, push, push.
And Mouse is trying to pull.
Mouse is helping too with the big.
Rhinoceros.
And now we have an elephant and a rhinoceros, mouse, and bum, 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 bum.
A big hippo.
And
a deer, and a crocodile, and a bear, and a goose, and a bunch of little ducklings. And Mouse is standing with them.
in a line. This is special because you have to turn the book this way. You go ahead.
The plane was just out of reach. Rabbit said, "Not to worry, Mouse. I've got an idea." And he towered, stacked them all the way up. But they were so close.
So close. So Rabbit held Squirrel and Squirrel held me. But then...
Uh-oh.
Ooh, ooh. Squirrel is falling. Mouse is hanging on. Ducklings are running for their lives.
It's raining animals.
Who do you feel the most sorry for?
Probably Bear, because he kind of looks like, ooh. Like
Landed right on his jaw, and maybe Crocodile will too.
Oh, no.
Oh, the animals were not happy.
They're all looking at Rabbit.
That's his fault. But Rabbit means well. Off goes the plane again with the mouse in it. And he is my friend. Even if, whatever he does, thank you, Mouse. Rabbit, stop hugging me. I can't see. Wherever he goes, trouble follows.
Uh-oh.
You read that last line.
Not to worry, Mouse. I've got an idea.
Back stuck in the tree. Oh, do you
Oh.
think his idea is a good one?
Probably not, but you
But
never know.
Still his friend. Oh, that's a fun story and fun one to check out if you haven't seen it before. My Friend Rabbit. Well, Milo, thank you so much for coming on Mrs. Guevara's
Yeah.
Story Corner.
Been great.
I'll be excited to see what kind of writing my kindergartners come up with this week, and I'm excited to read your writing. Have you had to do some for e-learning?
I've had to do a little bit, yeah.
Okay, I'll have to check it out. Boys and girls, you're all my favorites, and I'll catch you tomorrow. Bye-bye.